In a recent video, I suggested that you should be striving to get your artwork out into galleries as soon as possible. You shouldn't be waiting until you're creating masterpieces worthy of museums, nor should you allow your self doubt to get in the way of you getting your artwork out of there. And so you might ask, beyond the artwork, how will I know if I am ready and prepared to begin approaching galleries? I'm Jason Horsch, owner of Xanadu Gallery in Scottsdale, Arizona, and publisher of Red.blog. And today I want to share 5 signs that you are ready to approach galleries. And I'm going to format these 5 signs with 5 questions that you can ask yourself to ascertain your readiness. And the first is, have you sold an artwork? I'll caveat that by saying, have you sold an artwork to a non acquaintance or family member? And the reason we want to have at least one sale under our belt, even better if it's more than that, but at least one, is that we want to prove that there is a market for the artwork that we're creating. And we can forego this first question if we're working in a style and creating subject matter that is very widely sought out. So, for example, if you are a landscape painter painting in an impressionistic style, you know that there are people out there looking for that kind of artwork. But if you're doing something that is a bit different or unique or creative in some way, we want to prove that that style is of interest to potential buyers, and a sale is a great way to do that. I suspect that many of you watching this video have already sold at least one, often many pieces of artwork. And once you've proven that there's a market for it, that means that there are going to be galleries out there that are going to be interested in having that artwork and serving that market. Now, the second question, which was probably already answered if you created a sale, but the second question is the artwork physically well put together and constructed, and is it presented well? And so if you are a painter, are you using quality materials in terms of your canvas and your paints and finishes? Is the artwork framed and presented in an attractive way? If you are a sculptor, have you figured out how to present the work on a base? Are you creating your work in a way that is going to stand the test of time and is going to give the appearance of quality? Third, now that you've created a way to present your work, have you created a consistent body of 20 to 25 pieces? This is especially important as you're approaching galleries. Galleries want to have a sense that you have a well-developed style, that you know the direction that you're going in, that the artwork that you're creating and providing to the gallery is going to be cohesive and consistent. And as they sell it, you'll be able to replace that artwork. Now, there are different ways to approach consistency, and I've presented other videos on this question of a cohesive body of work. I'm not suggesting that you have to be an art factory that's pumping out the same piece of artwork over and over and over again. It's just that we want to have a very clear idea of what our style and narrative is going to be. And so having a body of 20 to 25 pieces that are related to one another, where you can see a clear story being told or a narrative unfolding, or even more simply than that, that these works are all identifiable as having been done by the same artist, is going to help establish your credibility. Fourth, are you set up to conduct business? Have you set reasonable prices on your artwork that are going to make sense in the market which you are targeting? Do you have an inventory management system in place that's going to allow you to keep track of your art? Do you understand the consignment process and how the contracts are going to work with galleries? If not, you want to spend some time doing some research and figuring these questions out. Market research for your pricing, research on the different options available for inventory management, and research on consignment agreements if you don't yet understand that process. And then finally, the fifth question, do you have a professional digital portfolio of your work ready to go? And over the last decade or so, there's been a major shift away from the traditional print portfolio of your work towards digital portfolios. Almost all of the portfolios that I'm reviewing now are coming to me digitally. Artists will sometimes ask if they can use their website as a portfolio, but I have found that when you're approaching galleries, having a distinct, separate digital portfolio that contains just the artwork that the gallery is going to be reviewing is more likely to get the attention of the gallery owner and is more likely to be reviewed seriously. I'll share a link to a tutorial that I created on how to set up a digital portfolio in the description for this video. But that portfolio is going to serve as a great conversation starter with the galleries as it gives them a clear picture of the work that you are creating. And so that's it. Those are the 5 things we need to have in place to be confidently ready to approach galleries. If you answered no to any of my 5 questions, I'm not quite ready. You now know what you can be working on to get yourself geared up and ready to go and talk to galleries. And if you answered yes, then the next steps are going to be to create a long list of galleries to approach with that portfolio and then to begin approaching them in an effective way. And I have shared other videos and posts on red.blog about the process of approaching galleries. If you found today's conversation about preparation for approaching galleries helpful, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And also be sure to hop over to red.blog.com to sign up for my free newsletter. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.